Hello and welcome to Tea Party Review magazine. I'm Selena Owens and I am one of the contributing writers. And I'd love to welcome you to our first publication, our inaugural issue, Tea Party Review magazine. Many people ask me, why is a magazine needed, or will it strengthen the movement? And to the first question, I say a magazine is needed because a lot of people like to have something tangible in their hands. They can open, they can look inside, they can take it with them. And many of them don't use internet, believe it or not, to get all of their news. They want something that they can take. Another reason why is that they want to support a Tea Party effort. We bring you fresh articles, we bring you illustrations never before released. We have creative writers that write specifically for us and don't write for somewhere else. And also, or at least that article is not published somewhere else. So you really, really, really want to enjoy what's in Tea Party Review magazine. We're thinking about you, America. Thank you so much for supporting the Tea Party movement, and God bless you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a man who seems to wake up every morning determined to expose, frustrate, and enrage the left, and who goes to bed each night confident in the knowledge that he has done exactly that. Andrew Breitbart.
Start on a frustrated note. I just asked how old Guy was. He said he was 25. Then as Stephen was getting off the stage, he said 23. I just turned 42 last week. And I remember maybe 2 years ago being called the youth movement of the CPAC. I'm graying. I've aged a lot this year too. I've had I don't know why I decided to make my career trying to destroy the institutional left. I thought that would just be a fun thing to do and it would look good on your resume. And it's so fun. You have no idea how much fun it is. And so I decided, what's the best way to take on the institutional left? That's not just necessarily exposing Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi. I don't know, there's a lot of people who do that. I figured out that the way to take on the institutional left was to direct all of my goods straight at the mainstream media itself and to dare them not to cover the stories that we're reporting. And to do it in such a way that they're basically airtight and perfect. And the more that I report them, the more that my fierce and fearless editors continue to pound the story to the point where even conservatives start to wonder about the hyper-focused aspects of my ADD and say, there's something seriously wrong that you're still on this story. I'm like, no, there's not. I promise you these people are going to go down eventually. And that's basically what I do for a living. I hyper-focus. I use my ADD to a great value, and I just check the Vegas odds on whether or not I'm going to reference Pigford today and talk about it obsessively, and they're not taking bets. So it's going to happen. Before I hyper-focus and obsess on Pigford, I want to acknowledge a few things that have happened over the last year in my obsession with taking down the institutional left by making the media's lives uncomfortable. I swear, all I knew about unions was the jingle "Look for the Union" label before Barack Obama came into my life. I mean, you gotta understand, let's put this into some perspective. I'm from Los Angeles. I've never claimed to be that deep. I kind of describe myself as Holly Golightly with a gut. And so I walk around and maybe I saw hotel protests, but I really didn't pay attention to them. But something started to happen when Barack Obama, the community organizer, started to run for the presidency, and we started to notice that, well, once Acorn was gone, there was this group by the name of SEIU that I swear to God I'd never heard of before, and they were everywhere. And wherever they were, there were Organizing for America, which used to be Obama for America. I'm like, well, I don't understand. Who are these people? I don't understand why they're allowed to take these public sector union people to send them in buses to go to places to protest the people who are against Obama. I mean, isn't there something kind of weird that the media doesn't point out this weird collusion of the political class and of the President of the United States and a candidate, that they're using these thugs? Well, thankfully, I learned something during the Acorn stories. I now call it a bar trick, and I've been using it to a great benefit. My friend Gary Houston, who's been helping me with the Pigford story, and I want to thank him. He also helped with Acorn and a lot of other stories. Just a friend I went to high school and college with, which is the narrative of what my sites are. It's regular citizens that help us report the stories that the mainstream media refuses to do. Well, Gary called me up at the height of the Acorn scandal, and he was going to get a shovel at OSH, the Home Improvement Center. And he said, Andy, you've got to get down here. It's in West LA, and it's probably about 3 miles away from my house. He goes, Acorn is protesting right now in front of the Fox television affiliate. Right now, right at the height of the Acorn scandal. I was like, where, on Bundy, across from OSH? He said, that's the Fox affiliate. Fox News is about a block and a half away. I said, what are they doing protesting American Idol? That doesn't even... And so I raced in my car to get down there. And as I got there, I saw them chanting, "We are Acorn, mighty, mighty Acorn." Started to realize that they won't talk to you, that they have a set of prepared chants, just like SEIU. None has a mind of their own. In fact, I can show you the videos to prove this, so when I say this, the people that I've confronted at these things to a person are monsters. I swear to God, the second they take their Acorn shirts off, they're calling you names, they're saying the meanest things human beings can possibly say. I mean, I really can't describe to you what this community organizing group Acorn is about, when out of every office, out of one, they helped a pimp and a prostitute set up an underage sex slave operation. Then when you meet them at OSH, well, across the street from OSH, and you see that they're trying to do a defense, a community organizing defense of themselves, and they have a big button that was printed out by a union print shop that says, "We are Acorn, ask us why." So I walked up to them. I said, "Why?" And they started chanting, "We are Acorn, mighty, mighty Acorn." I said, okay, you're protesting Fox. I can understand that. They've broadcasted this vile, hideous series of videos that don't portray you guys as being these benevolent helpers of the poor and impoverished. "We are Acorn, mighty, mighty Acorn." They start yelling over me. I'm like, you have a unique opportunity here. I'm the guy who unleashed these videos. I mean, take advantage of it. There are more of you than there are me. "We are Acorn, mighty, mighty Acorn." And we're filming them, and you can see they're looking at each other, looking for direction. Where's our community organizer-in-chief to tell us what to do right now? Because we were programmed to chant and to just look good on television, where ABC, CBS, and NBC would just have gone there with cameras and said, "Community organizing group is upset that their funding was taken away by the government." And then the ABC, CBS, and NBC would have said, "They're a great organization, and these conservative activists did something really mean." The end. And then they'd talk about, stuff. And that's the template. And so what happened in this is they started to realize that I had poured water on their circuitry, and they started to frazzle and buzz. And they split up into two in front of the Fox affiliate, where some of the work on American Idol, I believe, is done. And then they walked across the street to Lamps Plus and protested in front of Lamps Plus. So I walked across the Lambs Plus to try and talk to them. I said, I don't understand why nobody wants to talk to me. You have one message. And it says, ask us why. I'm here to ask you why. We are Acorn! But now they were split up and it was less effective. And so they just got frustrated. They're like, oh. And they just disbanded. And I got home and I couldn't sleep that night. I was like, oh my God, that was so fun. This is what I want to do with the rest of my life. Is go to union protests and confront them by myself. And I've done that now, I don't know, like about 5 or 6 times in the last year with cameras following me. And the camera is the greatest instrument known to humankind.